This episode is brought to you by AppWork. Get more than maintenance. Drive performance and retention by motivating your service team members through gamification and ratings. Now, if that sounds interesting, I'm going to tell you where to learn more in just a second. You can also optimize your operations with advanced business intelligence layer that turns your data into strategy. How awesome it is that you can use your data to inform your strategy. That's awesome. So if you want to learn more, visit appworkco.com today. So in this episode, I want to talk about this book. It's General Artificial Intelligence, What Everybody Needs to Know. It's Jerry Kaplan is the author. I've already promoted this book, I think in a short, but I wanted to talk about something. I was reading through a chapter in how general artificial intelligence will impact the legal industry. And while this was not an example in the book, it did bring to mind in the legal industry where you have attorneys and counselors that really put their minds to work on creating legal documents like leases and other instruments to help people govern business, govern community, govern whatever. And then the other part of their job is to really make application of that in courts of law. It brought to mind when there is dispute. It brought to mind the eviction industry as it relates to the legal part of the eviction industry. And in the very near future, you're going to see scenarios where in your property management system, this is speculation. I want to classify this as speculation, but this is not a far stretch to think that your property management system will have a trigger in the system where if it's time to file an eviction, the system is actually going to file that eviction on behalf of the property manager, on behalf of the owner. And it's going to run through a complete automated system right up to and including the judgment in the court of law. Because for all intents and purposes, most evictions are very straightforward related to rent or non-payment of rent. So there obviously are variables in here where you're still going to end up in a court of law over an eviction that may not be related to rent. It may be related to something else, or it may be rent related plus something else. There are going to be anomalies to everything, but a simple, straightforward eviction for non-payment of rent is something that would be completely automated in the world of artificial intelligence, despite the fact that you have some very powerful interests and intermediaries in the legal world that don't want to see this happen for obvious reasons. It'll take the fee structure completely out. But there are people working on systems like this, and that system will emerge in the property management space inside of the next 36 months, plus or minus. I just believe that based on things that I read, like books like this. I encourage you to pick this book up. It just makes you think. If you think about it in the context of property management, you see all the examples that he uses in the medical field and the legal field and others. It just obviously brings to mind, you can connect the dots pretty easily between those industries and the property management industry, that we will adopt these same sorts of technologies as they are developed and as they are refined and put into the wild, so to speak, in the property management industry. All right, that is it for today's episode. I just want to give one more shout out to AppWork for being a sponsor. And I want to remind you that you can get more information at appworkco.com, especially as it relates to that gamification and rating system on their platform. Great partner. Check them out. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.